took us 2 tries to get rid of the pacifier, and I know I've talked about this on here before, but I feel like that's important to note because I think this app likes to make you think that, like, if you don't do it the first time, you're, I don't know, SOL or something. But it took us 2. We also tried 2 different methods. So the first one that we tried was just cold turkey, take it away. And I tell you, for my child, that was an absolute nightmare. I'm not exaggerating. Like, no one in my house slept for like a week. And then I was like, why are we doing that? My husband had to go to work. I had to go to work. It was just not conducive to anybody. Nobody was sleeping. It was terrible. So we gave it back. And that was in like December. I think it was like right around like Christmas because I had time off of work, I remember. And then when I got laid off in February, he had his like 1.5 year dentist appointment. And we first got him into the dentist. That's what it was. He couldn't get him before. So he was about 1.5 years, first dentist appointment. And, I was like, well, I have nothing but time now, so let's try this again. And we just did, the second time around, we did the pacifier cutting method. So we cut like a tiny little hole in the pacifier and then, you know, every night cut it a little bit more until it was just like the nub of plastic. And it worked fine. Like, he was a little annoyed, but like he would still put it in his mouth. And part of why we took the pacifier away was not necessarily for like his teeth development or like the true pacifier reasons. What Teddy was doing was like having the pacifier hang out of his mouth, and he only had it at nap and at bed. Like, after he started crawling, that was the only time he was allowed to have it, was nap in bed, because he would like crawl around and get on the floor. It was disgusting. What he was doing was the pacifier was just like kind of hanging out of his mouth, and he was getting these massive sores, like open wound almost, like chapped lips, but like a chapped face from just the saliva from the pacifier, like, and the pacifier hanging out of his mouth. It was horrible, and it was winter, and it was so uncomfortable, and I was like, okay, this is why we need to like actually start doing this with him. So that was like our big push for the pacifier, and it was hard. His sleep really sucked for a while. It was not great, but yeah, we just ended up doing that. It probably took us about a week. I will say, please do your research on this, because there have been like reports of kids choking and things like that and whatever. And, you know, that's something that everybody should do their own research on. I mean, you should do all your own research on this stuff anyways, but that is my disclaimer. We did not have that incident, and I didn't see how it would be an issue the way that we did it, but just like be mindful of that, and like maybe look into it a little bit before you listen to some lady on the internet.